Hi, I'm Margaret Lewin, and welcome to Margaret Lewin Quilting. Today, I'm going to show you how I went about making these absolutely adorable, the quick quirky wallets, and these are by Sassafras Lane, who is a pattern writer. So stick around and I'll show you how I went about making mine. Today, I am going to make this adorable little wallet. I'm going to try to show it to you up close. Here is the outside, and I'll show you. It just folds down like this. Here's the back of it. And then here is the inside of it. Now, on the inside, you can see there is one pocket right here. So it's the perfect little size wallet to just take with you when you just need to take a couple of things. So here's the one I've already made ahead of time. And now I'm going to make one out of this fabric. Now both of these fabrics and the pattern are available on my website. So I'm going to set that aside. And the pattern has a front and a back. And I'm not going to give you the dimensions because obviously the dimensions are part of the pattern. And I do want you to buy the pattern to support the pattern designer. So we've got two large pieces, a small band. I'll move this so that you can see. And then two more pieces. So for a total of 5 pieces, we end up with this really cute little wallet. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my 2 pieces, and I'm going to use my Wonder Clips to kind of hold it in place. I'm just going to put a couple of clips on it just so that I can keep it together and in place. All right, and let's see, do I have one more clip? I want to put a couple clips on the side too. So, a couple more clips. Here's 1 and 2, and then I'm going to put 2 more on this side. This is just going to hold it while I get it ready to start sewing. Now, I want to tell you and show you how I'm going to set up my sewing machine. So now that I've got all these clipped together, I'm going to turn you around so that you can see exactly what it is that I'm going to do with my sewing machine. All right, the first thing that I've done is I've put my 10D foot on it. It is my edge foot. In fact, I'll even take it off and show it to you up close so that you can really see what it looks like. So this is my 10D foot, and you can see right here it says 10D, and this is my edge that I will be lining right up with the edge of the cork so that I can sew a really nice straight line. So I'm going to put that back on first, and I have engaged my dual feet so that that is all ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change a few functions on my machine itself. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I've changed my foot, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to search, and I'm going to get my 10D foot, which is right here. All right, so now that I have selected my 10D foot and I can verify that it's engaged right here, the next thing I want to do is I want to change my stitching. The reason why I want to change my stitching is because I need this to be really, really strong. So what I'm going to do is pick stitch number 6 on my Bernina 790 Plus. And you're going to notice a couple things that happen immediately. The first thing that happened is my stitch length changed to 2.4, which that's fine. I'm fine with that. But one thing that I know I need to do is I need to change the positioning of my needle, because if I was to leave it here, it would stitch right on the very edge of my cork. And if you can see from the one I have done before, kind of tough to see some of the stitching, I've stitched just really on the edge, and it's maybe about a 1/16th, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, but probably closer to a 1/16th of an inch. So what I did to do that was I changed my needle position. Now to change your needle position, I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. What you're going to do is hit this function right here. Now what this function does is it changes the needle position from the center to either the left or to the right. Now I want it to go to the left. Bernina has made it really easy for us to adjust the needle position. You can see right now what I did was I pushed the arrow to the left button once and it changed exactly where my needle was, and it moved it over one position. Now if I do this again, it will move it over 2 positions, and then it will move it over 3 positions, and that's exactly where I want to be. I want my needle in this instance to be 3 positions to the left of the center where my needle normally rides. So my needle position has been moved over 3 times to the left. So now that I've done that, I'm going to switch you back around so that you can see the remainder of what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to move you one more time. All right, it is time to get our piece ready. So I've gone ahead and I've put the front and the back of my little wallet together. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure up what the directions tell me to place my inside pocket. So that looks about good. I'm going to double check my sides to make certain that I'm pretty even, and I am. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my extra long wonder clips and I'm going to place one on each side. And what this will do is this will kind of hold it in place while I start getting it stitched. All right, so there's my piece, if you can see it. Can you see that little pocket right there? Might have looked cute if I'd done it with a different color pocket on the inside, but we're gonna do it this way this time. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it over to my machine and I'm just going to stitch around all 3 of these sides. So I'll move my stuff aside and I will bring the camera right over so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I have purposely turned the light down on my machine so that you can, I hope, see this edge that I'm going to be stitching. I'm going to take off the 2 other smaller clips and I'm going to press the presser foot raise and lower button so that I can easily position the fabric where I want it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look right down in here and make sure that I'm lined right up with the edge of my number 10D foot, and I am. So I'm going to remove this wonder clip and then I'm going to start sewing. And here we go. And wait till you see what a beautiful straight seam this makes for us. I'm going to sew all the way down to the edge. I have engaged my needle down function. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to use my presser foot raise lower button, lifting my presser foot up, and then I'm going to line it up again. And I think you can see right here, I'm lining it up. And I'm going to lower it. Now, I am just a very little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my presser foot raise lower button. Now, don't forget, this is something that can be automatically programmed on your Bernina 790 Plus. I've done a video on this, and I'll put a link in the show notes directly to it. And I'm going to twirl it back around. I'm going to put my presser foot down, and now I'm going to engage the reverse. All right, I reversed it 1 stitch. I'm going to engage my presser foot raised lower. Now I'm going to put it back down, and now I'm perfectly lined up. I'm going to continue stitching. Twirl it around. And this time I'm going to remove that one, my second wonder clip. And now I'm going to put my foot down again. And look, I'm off just a little bit again. So I'm going to hover, twirl myself back around again, put my foot down, and again I'm going to back stitch. And that's where I want to be. I'll hover again. In there. Now I'm lined up perfectly again. And now I'll continue to sew. I'm going to back stitch here a couple of times. And then I'm going to cut my thread. Now this is what I really want you to see. Look at how nice and straight that stitching is. Isn't that fantastic? It just, to me, it looks so professional and so well done. I just love it. All right, I'm going to next on to our next step of our little project here. And our next step is we're going to take our outside pocket and we're just going to attach this facing to it. I'm going to set these down. Just going to line these 2 pieces up and attach them. So I'm going to do that one off camera and I'll come back and show you exactly what it looks like, okay? I have sewn my top piece onto my outside pocket. So you can see, I think you can see at least, there's this little double border. And look at how beautifully straight those stitches are. Makes me so happy to see that. So next I need to do some measurements, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to create points on the end of each one of those. So I'm going to do that off camera only because that takes a bunch of measurements, and I'll come back as soon as I get the measurements all done and get it trimmed up. All right, so I have reinforced my ends. So now it's time to take the last piece, which is right here, and this is our outside pocket. And we need to attach it. So how I'm going to be doing that is exactly like the directions say. So I'm just going to set it in there, line it up per, and then this is what the front is now going to look like. So I'm going to be stitching up and down, and I'm going to follow the directions very carefully on how it tells me to do that. And then I'll come back for our very last step. All right, I have sewn. Let me open it back up so that you can see. I've sewn it. See, I'm all stitched on. Now I'm going to fold it per the directions. So here's, and I'm going to clip it. Now that I've done that, I'm going to sew all the way around the outside exactly how the directions tell me to do it. So this is the last step. It's all done once I do this. So I'll be right back to show you what it looks like completely finished. All right, that's it. It is all done. I'm going to fold it. What you do is you just take it, and I'm certain after a couple of times, you just take the flap, fold it down, and it tucks right in there. Now, isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever seen? I just think it is adorable. So now I have 2 of them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of them for my business cards, and I'll use the other one for maybe some cash and credit cards or something like that. But you open them up. I'm hoping you can see in there. And look, there's this nice, there's a little pocket here. And then there's a nice big opening there for more stuff. So isn't it just the cutest? I think these are adorable. I think these would be excellent gifts for people at your guild, or for a nice little giveaway for people that you work with, that type of thing. Very, very cute, nice, fun, easy project. Doesn't take long to do it all. Adorable, actually. So, thank you so much for sticking around to the end while I showed you how I made the quick Corky wallet. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back here really soon. Leave me a comment below letting me know who you would give a wallet like this to. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.